Hey, have you ever heard a sound so strange, so utterly out of place, that it just stops you? Maybe it was a voice in a crowd you couldn't quite place, or a noise in your house at 3 a.m. you just couldn't explain. Now, imagine that feeling, but on the scale of an entire ocean. That's where our story begins today. Welcome back. I'm Ibnul J. Farabi, and this is Hidden Histories, the Untold Files. In the summer of 1997, scientists at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the NOAA, were doing routine work. They had hydrophones, these incredibly sensitive underwater microphones, moored deep in the Pacific Ocean, listening for things like earthquakes or volcanic activity. It was a quiet job, mostly, until one day it wasn't. A sound erupted from the speakers. It was a single, ultra-low frequency pulse that rose rapidly in pitch for about a minute. And it was loud, unbelievably loud. This sound, which they whimsically nicknamed the Bloop, was detected by sensors over 5,000 kilometers apart. To give you a sense of scale, that's like a sound in New York City being heard clearly in Los Angeles, and in Miami, and in Seattle, all at once. Whatever made it had to be enormous, orders of magnitude larger than any known animal. And just like that, a modern oceanic mystery was born. For years, the Bloop lived in the shadowy realm of the unexplained. It fueled speculation, as these things do. The sound's profile, that strange, rising frequency, didn't match any known man-made source like a submarine or an explosion. And the sheer volume pointed to a biological source. But the only creature we know of that could even come close to that kind of acoustic power is the blue whale. And the Bloop dwarfed the loudest blue whale call ever recorded. So, naturally, imaginations ran wild. Was it a colossal, unknown sea creature? Something straight out of a sailor's legend, lurking in the lightless trenches? The deep ocean is the last great frontier on our planet, and we've mapped the surface of Mars in more detail than our own seafloor. The idea that something huge could be down there, something ancient and undiscovered, is a powerful one. It taps into a very old, very human fear and fascination with the monsters in the dark. Now, this is the part of the story where I, as an engineer, get really fascinated. Because the mystery of the Bloop isn't just a biological one, it's a data problem. A signal was captured. It had specific characteristics: frequency, amplitude, duration, and that incredible geographic spread. The question was how to decode it. For over a decade, the best minds could only say what it wasn't. It wasn't a ship. It wasn't a known geologic event. It wasn't a whale. The absence of answers became its own kind of answer, feeding the legend. I remember first reading about the Bloop in my university library in Dhaka, long before I ever saw the Atlantic, let alone the Pacific. It captured me. This idea that in our age of satellites and smartphones, the ocean could still shout something at us that we simply couldn't understand. But science, when given enough time and data, has a way of narrowing the field. The turning point came from revisiting the sound's signature with better technology and a deeper understanding of the polar seas. Researchers began to notice that the Bloop's profile shared striking similarities with another, more familiar sound, the thunderous crack and groan of ice. Specifically, the sound of a massive iceberg fracturing or calving. When a glacier shears off a city-sized chunk of ice into the water, the resulting vibrations can be tremendous, low-frequency rumbles that travel for thousands of miles through the ocean's deep sound channel. By the mid-2000s, NOAA scientists, having compared the Bloop to numerous recorded icequakes, concluded with a high degree of confidence that the source was almost certainly a powerful icequake in Antarctica, likely from the cracking of a giant iceberg. The mystery, it seemed, had been solved. And yet, I have to tell you, when I first heard that solution, part of me was disappointed. The engineer in me was satisfied. The data matched. The explanation was elegant and grounded in known physics. But the storyteller in me, the part that still looks out at the ocean with a sense of wonder, felt a little pang. The monster was just an iceberg. The unknown had become known. But then I sat with it, and my perspective shifted. The real hidden history here isn't about a sea monster. It's about us. Think about it. For nearly a decade, the Bloop was a blank space on the map. And in that blank space, we projected our oldest stories. We heard the call of a giant squid, the song of a leviathan, a warning from the deep. That impulse, to fill the void with myth, is ancient. It's the same impulse that created sea serpents on medieval maps, that gave us the tales of the Kraken. The Bloop was a modern vessel for a very ancient human tradition, the creation of monsters to explain the terra incognita. The ocean hasn't changed. We have. Our tools are better. Our hydrophones are the new sailor's tales. Our spectral analyses the new logbooks. But the fundamental relationship is the same. We are still a terrestrial species, peering into an alien world, trying to interpret its language. So, was the Bloop solved? Scientifically, yes. The icequake theory is robust and widely accepted. But in a deeper sense, the Bloop is more than just a sound. It's a reminder that our planet still holds environments so vast and extreme that they can generate signals we mistake for the impossible. It's a testament to the fact that discovery isn't just about finding new things. It's often about finally understanding the true nature of things we've already found. The ocean didn't produce a monster. It produced a sound so immense, so foreign to our experience, that the only thing big enough to contain it, initially, was our imagination. The next time you're near a large body of water, listen for a moment. Beneath the waves, there's a whole symphony of sounds we're mostly deaf to. The chatter of life, the groan of the earth, the slow, monumental movements of ice and current. The Bloop was just one note in that symphony, a note we finally learned to read. It tells us that the deep isn't silent. It's speaking a language we are only just beginning to learn. And sometimes, the most profound mysteries aren't about what's out there, but about what their echoes reveal and hear in us. Thank you for listening to this episode of Hidden Histories, The Untold Files. If this story of deep-sea mysteries resonated with you, please share it with someone who'd love a good puzzle. You can find more episodes and dive into our entire archive of stories at our website, lightnotstudios.com. I'm Ibnul J. Farabi. Until next time, keep listening for the hidden histories all around you.